Welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. A big thank you for the support you're granting this platform. At least somebody is awake. As much as he made a mistake before by eating from the same plate by the rotting regime, but I'm thanking God because this bright future noticed that he is headed to the grave. And thank God, he rescued himself from the yokes or from the jaws of those perishing. He chose his own way. He chose to think independently. He chose to reason critically. I am speaking about one man, the Kiharu Member of Parliament, Ndindi Nyoro. Ndindi Nyoro is an economist. As an economist, sometimes he just ignites some anger in me when he talks about how the Kenya Kwanza is engaged in a looting spree and how they are mismanaging the people's tax. This bright young man is injecting some sense to people who don't understand what economy means. You know them, like mkarabati mwenyewe. Yule bora tu apate mashini ya kupima pesa. Mambo ya kujua mahali hiyo pesa inatoka na vile itaharibu uchumi, yeye hataki kujua. Bora tu apate noti ya 1500. Hataki story ingine. Mambo ya kufikiria kwamba kuna economy ya 2019 or 2040 or 20 what. Hiyo story hayuko. All he wants to see is eating now. So this young man is driving some sense to members of parliament and telling them, as an economist, I've done my statistics and I can authoritatively report that Kenya Kwanza government is borrowing. Yeah? The Kenya Kwanza government is borrowing heavily each and every day. It borrows like 3.6 billion in a daily basis. Yani every day, kila siku, every day, Kenya Kwanza is borrowing 3.6 billion. Yani leo vile imeisha today. You know, watu hawaelewi what I mean by 6. What I mean by 3.6 billion. Allow me to show you how 3.6 billion looks like. Allow me to show you how 3.6 billion looks like. Yeah? 3.6 billion, assume you are eating this money daily in 1 year. Yeah? Ama tuseme to 10 years. I want to put some mathematics for you. 10 times 360, 365 days, that is 3650. Yeah? So, 3.6 billion divided by 3650. So, for 10 years, to assume hauendi kazi, unaamuka, unaoga, unalala. Let's assume so. Hauendi kazi, unaamuka tu, unaoga, unalala. For 10 years, on a daily basis, when you have 3.6 billion, it will force you to spend 986,000 every day for you to finish 3.6 billion in 10 years. So, ukipewa 986,000 right now, utamaliza siku. How will you spend the money? Kwa siku. Yani, una make sure unamaliza zote. 986,000. Make sure you finish. Iyo pesa kabisa. Yote umemaliza. Yeah? How what will you do with it? Paka ishe. Can we listen to Ndindi Nyoro?
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for addition of that 2 minutes. Honorable Speaker, I was saying, in the year 2024, Uganda grew by 6%, Tanzania by 6.1%, Honorable Speaker. Rwanda grew by over 8%, Kenya grew by 4.7%. Honorable Speaker, also as I said, facts are like lion, you release them, you don't defend them, they defend themselves. Honorable Speaker, as I come to the conclusion, I thought the President would actually talk about, or the speech would include the issue of debt. Kenya is currently borrowing 3.5 billion shillings every day, unprecedented. And besides that, we are borrowing also illegally, in the name of securitization, in the name of Talanta Board, and the rest. I thought that is a monumental issue that would have been highlighted. But lastly, Honorable Speaker, Honorable Speaker, I thought the speech would include the issue of education. The speech was read in a situation where, Honorable Speaker, our principals have received a circular to increase school fees for day scholars, Honorable Speaker, starting January. And I want to rally the members of this House. We must not sit here when the fees for day secondary school is being increased by government from next year. Honorable Speaker, very lastly, I didn't hear the issue of confirmation of the JSS interns, who are 20,000 in number. Honorable Speaker, these JSS interns, our brothers and sisters, must be confirmed into permanent and pensionable terms immediately without delay. I submit, Honorable Speaker.
Ndindi Nyoro is saying Kenya is borrowing 3.6 billion on a daily basis, yet the Kenya Kwanza government is planning to increase school fees for all day scholars. For all day scholars in Kenya. As they increase school fees, they are borrowing 3.6 billion. So the biggest question we need to ask, we are borrowing 3.6 billion. On top, we collect taxes daily. Yeah, kila siku. We collect taxes that amounts to millions of shillings. So the biggest question we need to ask, who is the consumer of these resources? Talk about wage bill. Talk about the infrastructure. Talk about our health systems. Talk about our education system. Talk about agriculture. The biggest question is, who consumes this amount of money? Of course, me and you know, we have over 20 advisors in statehouse. We have unconstitutional bribe cabinet secretary office eating from your resources. Yeah? We are running empowerment campaigns that we are spending money each and every day. Handouts. Look at how money has been poured in Mbere and Malava. Money has been poured. Mbere constituency and Malava. Even in Nyamaiya, in Nyamira, the MCA by-elections, people are eating every day. People have been eating. So if you're wondering where your money goes, each and every day, William Ruto is talking from Kajiado. If he's not talking from Kajiado, he will be speaking from Ethiopia. If he will not be speaking from Ethiopia, he will be speaking from Qatar. If he won't be speaking from Qatar, he will be speaking from Singapore. So that is where your money is being spent. But does it bring any profit to you? Of course no. It's about luxury. 2027, elect a leader who speaks and acts. Akisema tunamaliza corruption, ni corruption. Akisema hakuna borrowing, hakuna borrowing. Akisema leo mnalala njaa, ni hiyo ni siku ni njaa. Hakuna stories zingine. And you know that leader. God bless you. See you in the next episode. Asanteni sana.